Hello, my name is Prasanna Rajgopal. I am a Principal Solutions Engineer at Snowflake. Today, I want to talk about one of the most complex challenges in the asset and wealth management industry: portfolio risk analytics. Before we begin, please note our safe harbor and disclaimers. This presentation might contain forward-looking statements. The challenges associated with portfolio risk analytics are different depending on your role. For a registered investment advisor, the problems are often about scale and personalization. They have no holistic view. Client data is siloed in custodied and held away accounts, making a true risk picture a manual, error-prone process. Reporting is slow and manual. They can instantly identify clients at risk during market turmoil. It's often an overnight batch process. Connecting a portfolio's volatility to a client's actual financial goals, their goal-based risk, is extremely difficult. And what if analysis is offline? Answering a client's call about a trade requires a separate tool and a callback. The answers isn't immediate. For an active portfolio manager, the challenges are about speed and data breadth. Data latency kills alpha. Insights from news, market data, and alternative data decay in minutes. Ingesting and analyzing it all in real time is the core problem. Complex models are too slow. Running simulations or backtesting a new strategy on terabytes of data takes hours, not seconds. Pre-trade analysis is cumbersome. A portfolio manager needs to know the instant impact of a potential trade on the entire portfolio's risk before execution. And finally, data governance is a constant risk. Using multiple vendors plus internal research creates a data swamp, making it hard to trust the data's quality. The answer isn't another siloed tool. It is a platform that brings secure, extensible AI directly to your governed data. This new approach, pioneered by Snowflake, allows you to unify all your data, custodial, market data, and held away assets into a single governed source. Accelerate your analytics from slow overnight batch reports to live interactive analytics. You can ask questions and get answers in seconds, not hours. Simplify by empowering everyone from advisors to portfolio managers to ask complex analytical questions in plain, natural language. And more critically, secure your data. The LLMs that we use run inside your Snowflake boundary. Your proprietary data never leaves your environment, and we never use it to train our LLMs. But let me show you this in action. We are going to run 3 simple prompts. One to list holdings, one to compare risk, and finally, we will run a what-if scenario. Let's start with the most fundamental question: solving the silo problem. An advisor needs to know what their clients own. I will just ask using this prompt: list all portfolio holdings for client 81 and client 90. And just like that, Snowflake Intelligence has aggregated the data for 2 different clients. We can see client 81 has 11 holdings while client 90 has 18. But more importantly, we can immediately spot a major issue for client 81. Notice that one position makes up 40.64% of the entire portfolio. This is a severe concentration risk. As an advisor, I'm immediately concerned. Let's dig into that further. My next question is, how does the concentration risk affect the portfolio's volatility, especially compared to client 90, who seems more diversified? Compare the portfolio volatility for client 81 and client 90. What is the annualized standard deviation for each? And this is my simple conversational prompt. This is fascinating. This is the kind of insights that's hard to find. Even with that 40% concentration, client 81 has a lower portfolio volatility compared to client 90. And Snowflake Intelligence tells us why. Client 90 is heavily diversified, but it's in high growth highly volatile tech stocks. Client 81's big position in a construction materials company is fundamentally less volatile. But look at the risk summary. The system correctly flags Client 81's position as a severe concentration risk. So as an advisor, this is my key problem. I have low volatility, but I am dangerously exposed to a single stock's bad news. What if I could fix that? This final scenario is the what if question that's impossible for most advisors to answer on a live client call. Client 81 is on the phone. I want to recommend they fix this concentration. Let's model a trade to sell down the position in the construction materials company from 40% to a more reasonable 5.6% and use the proceeds to diversify into tech and consumer staples. Let's see what that does to our risk. Here's my prompt. Run a what-if analysis for Client 81's portfolio. What is the impact on portfolio volatility if I reduce the position in MLM to 5.64 and put 10% in MSFT, 15% in KO, and 10% in NVDA? Keep the rest of Client 81's portfolio the same. And here is the answer. In seconds, we have a full pro forma analysis. The original volatility was over 11%. We have now dropped it to single digits. That is nearly a 30% reduction in risk. Look at the summary. We have achieved our goal. We have eliminated the concentration risk. We have added diversification with 14 holdings, and we have significantly lowered the portfolio's overall volatility. We have just taken this portfolio from a moderate to high risk profile to a moderate to low risk profile. And we did it live in seconds, turning a complex analyst level query into a simple interactive conversation. Now you are probably wondering, how did it do that? How did Snowflake Intelligence do that? Is this a black box? This is the most powerful part. It's not. What you just saw was a secure orchestrator. Snowflake Intelligence understands your intent and intelligently runs the right tools for the job, all within your Snowflake boundary. When I asked to list holdings, it used Snowflake Cortex Analyst to securely query our governed portfolio and market data tables. When I asked to compare volatility, it used a custom stored procedure, calculate a client portfolio volatility to run my trusted risk calculation, essentially using standard deviation and correlations. When I ran the what-if analysis, it used another custom procedure, simulate portfolio changes to apply our specific business logic for modeling the trade. And we can even give it tools to take action, like sending an email alert to advisors or to colleagues. This is the key. You bring the AI to your data. You get the power of LLMs combined with the trust, security, and extensibility of your custom business logic. And this is what creates real business impact. For the RIA, you move your practice from reactive reporting to proactive advice. You deepen client trust by answering complex what-if questions live on a call, turning a technical analysis like the volatility reduction into an immediate, easy-to-understand conversation. You proactively manage risk by instantly identifying clients with severe concentration risk like Client 81 before a market event, not during a quarterly review. And you scale your practice. You just performed an analysis in seconds that normally takes a specialist hours, allowing you to deliver high-value, personalized advice to more clients more often. For the portfolio manager, this moves you from slow analysis to real-time decision making. You can generate alpha, that same what-if analysis logic, allows you to test a new investment hypothesis on your entire book in seconds, not hours. You strengthen risk controls by running instant pre-trade analysis. Before you execute a trade, you know its exact impact on your portfolio's volatility, concentration, and factor exposure. And you gain a unified data edge, securely querying all your data, market, fund, and alternative data using natural language to find new opportunities. This is the power of portfolio risk analytics on the Snowflake platform. Thank you for listening.